Hey YouTube, I have 10 more CDs out of my collection to show for you again. Just gonna keep going until they're fucking done. It'll probably take me 2 years, but see if I stick with it this long. Listening to the newest Inquisition album, by the way. I don't know, I'm sure everyone's fucking heard it. The band is insanely popular these days, and for good reason. So yeah, if anyone else has heard that album, or if, I would like to hear people's opinions on how it stacks up to their earlier discography, or all their other albums. I think I've listened to it 3 or 4 times now. It takes me, I gotta listen to an album for a couple of months usually before I can really, make my final opinion on it. I mean, I like it. I like everything they've done. I can say that their last album, Ominous, fuck, I don't even try to say it. Their last album that they did a couple years back, that was my least favorite of everything they've done. It got a lot of hype and a lot of attention, and it's not that it was a bad album. It was a good album, I just didn't think it was a good Inquisition album. I liked literally everything they'd done before that a lot better. And this one, I don't know. It seems for me, I feel kind of neutral about it. Like, I like it. I like everything they've done. I can't say that, like, it blows me away to the point where I like it more than, a lot of their previous work. I might like it more than their last one. But anyway, a lot of Inquisition fans out there. I'd like to hear their thoughts on the album. That's pretty much it. That was a couple-minute rant or ramble that you probably didn't even care to hear. But I want to hear from you guys. So anyway, I'm going to get down to fucking business. As usual, coffee first. Thanks for waiting for me. Here we go, 10 CDs. Out of what I grabbed this time, it's probably nothing real special that's going to blow anyone away or impress anyone, and some of it's going to show my age, but I don't know, man. I know some people have a little bit more diverse tastes or whatever, so whatever. Some of you might be able to chime in and talk to me about some of this stuff. Anyways, we're going to start with I think this was the last one they did, the last Agalloch album. By the way, I think anyone that listens to this band, and no one really knows how to pronounce it. I want to say I heard a British guy pronounce it Acheron or something. I don't fucking know. I figured he's British, they're British. Maybe he knows something that everyone else doesn't. This album is called... Fuck me, this isn't their last one. I don't have my glasses on because I don't like the glare that it puts on the fucking camera, and that causes me to fuck shit up. This is not their most recent album, but the name of this album is Words That Go Unspeak and Deeds That Go Undone. It's a pretty good album. To me, it's not their best. A lot of people think it is their best. Like, if you go on Metal Archives, it's got pretty fucking good, ratings and reviews, and for me, it's kind of middle of the road for them. It's not, when I want to hear them, it's not usually the album I reach for. It's one of 2 albums that I own by them. The other one is their most recent album before they broke up, the one I was fucking trying to rant on about before I realized how retarded I was, and that is Antichrist. I actually prefer this album to that one. It continues in the vein of, the more experimental side of this band. Instead of their earlier stuff was more, a little bit more straightforward black death metal, leaning more on the death metal side. This one has some, they started introducing more like clean vocals. They've done pretty well. I think it fits the experimental nature of the band, I would say. So a little bit, some clean vocal passages, even some electronic elements. I like this album. I think it's pretty fucking good. It's probably one of my favorites by them. And if you're a fan of the band, they split up a few years back, and they are no more. But some of the members went on to create a band. I think they're called Voices or something. I think they're called Voices, if I remember correctly. And they put out one album so far, and that album is pretty fucking good. I need to get it. I listened to it once online, and it was a trip, man. It was kind of the same weirdness of Agalloch, but it was like even more progressive and more weird. And it had a conceptual theme. I really want to hear it again. I want to pick it up. It's really good. Next, we have a band who years and years ago I used to like to listen to this band, and man, it's not my cup of tea anymore, I guess. I kind of became kind of a wimp for like as far as like experimental stuff goes, I don't know, man. I like a lot of prog rock, like 70s prog. But when it comes to like extreme metal, I like it straightforward. You know, I like death metal to be death metal. I like black metal to be black metal. Anyways, this band is from Australia, Alchemist. This album is called Organism. Organism, yeah. Alchemist. I know they have a pretty decent fan base, but I don't know where these fans are because I have literally listened to that band for about 10, 15 years. I have never heard anyone talk about them or even seen anyone talk about them online. But you can go to Metal Archives and they got, they have a solid amount of reviews and pretty good reviews usually. So they got fans that fucking hide somewhere. I don't know. Anyways, if you don't know Alchemist, Australian band, they kind of started off I think in the late 80s as a thrash band, or like a kind of a progressive thrash band from what I remember. They didn't stay that way very long. They went on to become, a lot of people call it progressive death metal, but there isn't really much death metal to be found in their music. The only thing even remotely death metal is kind of like shouted vocals, but they're not death metal growls or anything like that. But anyway, the music is very progressive and kind of spacey, and it is good. I think it's cool. Like I said, I used to like it a lot more, but these days, man, I never reach for these albums anymore. I just don't listen to them. Maybe I should pass them along to someone else or something, and someone that might enjoy them, and maybe they won't just be sitting on my shelves rotting and collecting dust. But yeah, and if you like progressive music, especially like progressive extreme metal, I guess you should say, maybe you could look into them. You might like them. I don't know. The other album I have from them is called Austral Alien, which is kind of a cool title considering the pun that they did or whatever. They're from Australia. I'm kind of a retard, and I didn't actually notice the connection for like years after I had this. And I was like, that's a weird name. Put the pieces together. Anyways, I got both these albums from Relapse Records. I don't even know if they're a band anymore, but they've been signed to Relapse for a long, long fucking time. Or at least they were. God, I want to say they broke up, but I'm not positive. Look into it. I don't know. If you haven't heard Alchemist, I would actually really love to hear someone chime in, tell me what they think. Go listen to them and let me know what they think. Because like I said, other than myself, I have never known anyone to listen to this band. Kind of a weird anomaly. Now, the remainder of the whatever fucking last 6 albums I'm going to show, very select few of you will give a shit about. A lot of metalheads don't like this band, especially among the metal, the metal fans. This band is very divided. People love them or hate them, but like I said, this is going to show my age, because I grew up in the 90s. I grew up with this band, and I still like them. I still got a soft spot for them. That band in question, Alice in Chains. This is their debut album, Facelift. I don't know how much I'm going to go into this band, or how much I'm going to talk about in this video, because I don't know. I'm still somewhat new to doing videos. I don't really want to cater to any specific genre or anything. I kind of want to keep it interesting for everyone. But I guess fuck it, it's my video. We all know who Alice in Chains are, grunge band from Seattle. They're defunct now. Well, actually, they're not really defunct. They were defunct. They came back with 2 albums that were pretty good. So yeah, that's Facelift. That is their first album. It's got some classic songs on there. It's not my favorite by them, but it's got a couple songs on there that I think are horrible, but it's a good album. It's for a debut. It's pretty fucking good. I don't think I put these in order either by discography, but I don't remember. We'll see. Next we have this is definitely a classic, and I still love this one. Jar of Flies. It's an EP that they did like 2 EPs throughout their career, I believe, at least that I can remember. It's got some really classic stuff. It's a little more mellow than a lot of their stuff. It's a little softer and mellow, and the thing I always liked about Alice in Chains is, like them or not, I always thought they were really good songwriters. Really good at writing like vocal hooks, harmonies. Even some of the lyrics I thought were, I don't know if they're genius lyrics or anything, but I always thought they came across as, they really fit the music and the whole, the melancholic vibe that they went for. Like I said, I still love the band to this day. I don't listen to them a lot, but still, when I guess they're in my DNA since I listen to them at a young age, and every so often I will still have that itch that only they can scratch. I also really love Soundgarden. Still, I liked a lot of grunge when I was a kid. I liked some stuff like Pearl Jam and Stone Temple Pilots, but I'm talking fucking 9, 10 years old. I fucking hate Pearl Jam now and STP, and I don't know. Some of the bands still resonate with me. Actually, just really very few. Obviously I still love Alice in Chains, and I just said I love Soundgarden. Still listen to them to this day. I like Tad too. Tad were another. I guess they fell into the grunge category. They're from Seattle in the early '90s. They were signed to like Sub Pop, and I think they were signed to Alternative Tentacles too at one point in their early days. Tad were pretty fucking cool. Still like to listen to them every now and then too. A little more obscure. They didn't quite get they didn't reach superstardom like Alice in Chains and Soundgarden. Anyway, I've ranted on for way longer than you give a shit about, so let's keep this video rolling. When I start talking about something I like, I can go forever. Now we have their second full-length, Dirt. This is kind of an undisputed classic as far as this type of music goes. This is it's probably their most popular album, and for good reason. It's got some definite classic songs on there. Agree with that or not? Now this is their first EP that they did, I think. This is pretty early on in their career, and it's Sap. Not really one of my favorites. It's got one or two songs that I think are pretty good, and then some filler, but yeah, that's all I'll say about that. Next we have the last full length they did with their original singer Lane Staley before he died. Self-titled album. It's got kind of a different vibe than most of their other work. I'm not a big fan of this album. I do like a couple songs on there. It's not a bad album by any means, but it's not one I ever reach for usually when I want to hear this band. But I still, every couple of years, I'll still pull it out and throw it on just to remember it. Last one I'm going to do for the day. I have all their albums, but I only grabbed 10 CDs, so their last album that they put out is going to be in the next video. Once again, I'm giving out way too much, way more information than any of you are going to give a shit about. Like I said, most metal fans don't like Alice in Chains, and I always thought that was kind of strange, but you like what you like, and that's all that fucking matters. Anyways, this was their comeback album after Lane died, years after he died. Came back with a new singer. This album, there have been two albums after Lane died, and this is the better of the two. This is called Black Gives Way to Blue. It's got some really good songs. My favorite song on here has got to be the title song. It's it ends the album, and it's Black Gives Way to Blue. I don't know, man. Look into that song. It's the most Alice in Chains sounding song that they've done since the Reformation. For me, that song just has, I don't know, it's great. It's just a sad song, and I like it. Anyways, that's 10 CDs. I think I've said way too much, but as usual, man, comment or talk to me, whatever you want to do. Subscribe if you give a shit enough. I'm just gonna keep doing these videos until I gain some followers. I don't really. It's not my goal to I don't give a shit about how many people subscribe, but I would like at least a few. I would like to have a couple people to chat with about music and stuff. I have 3 subscribers right now, so I would like at least a handful. Anyways, yeah, man, talk to me. Subscribing would be awesome. But either way, thanks for stopping by. Have a good day.